Hey, top of the morning to you. Afternoon, evening, middle of the night, whatever it might be. Glad you tuned in. This is FBTV, and tonight, this morning, whatever the case may be, spot rates. Okay, in this episode of FBTV, we're talking about spot rates. What exactly is a spot rate? We're going to get to that in just a moment. First, let's talk about the different things we have available. I got a list of things to talk to you about. FreightBrokerTV.com. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. You may be watching this video on YouTube. Well, you can get pretty much everything on FreightBrokerTV.com. It's got our radio broadcast, links to the Insider, FBTV Insider, obviously something additional to Freight Broker TV. And we've got it up there to assist not only you, but Tautoa clients as well. So our clients are able to get into that, rewatch their video sessions and training sessions and things like that. But you can contact us from there. If you have a question, comment, maybe you got a message you want to leave, you can do that from Freight Broker TV. We got forums all over the website. Additionally, you can email us direct, fbtv@freightbrokertv.com. And if you have a question or a comment or a message you'd like to just have this overwhelming desire to call us and leave the message via voicemail, you can do that too. 479-668-0213. All right, let's talk about spot rates for a moment. What is a spot rate? Well, a spot rate, you're going to find these kind of tools on the load boards. Generally, that's where you find them anyway. Spot rate will calculate a rate, an average rate per mile that a broker is paying a truck to move a load from point A to point B for a specific type of equipment. Most spot rate tools are included with your subscription to the load board, but is one load board I know of that will charge you for it, additional. So that's up to you. Generally, though, if you've got another load board that, as a broker, you're going to be using multiple load boards anyway. But if you got one load board that is giving you a free spot rate tool, well, my question is, why pay for another one? Spot rate tools are not all created equal, and that's going to be the focus of what we're talking about today, because I did have a question come up here a while back. How come when I use this spot rate tool, the rate says this much, and when I use this spot rate tool, it says this much? We're gonna talk about that here in a minute. But anyway, spot rate tool, like I said, it's what a broker on average is paying a truck to move a load from point A to point B. Now, there is another type of tool out there too. It's known as a contract rate tool. There is one load board I know of that offers a contract rate tool. There may be others. I'm talking about load boards. You can buy these or subscribe to the standalone versions of these contract rate tools. I don't necessarily recommend it, generally simply because a contract rate tool is providing an average rate per mile that the shipper is paying the truck. Okay, on the surface, you think, hey, that's cool. That's exactly what I want. I want to know what a customer is paying. Yes, but that word contract and contract rate tool, that's kind of the kicker right there. The contract rate tool, what they are doing to accumulate those rates is getting rates from actual contracts between trucking companies and their customers. On the surface, sounds like a great idea, but the problem is contracts are generally in force for a 12-month period, meaning they don't fluctuate. People learned about this a few years back. Refrigerated loads going up to the Northeast were actually, if you had a spot rate tool, you would have known they were over $5 a mile. If you were using a contract rate tool, you were still $2.25 a mile because those rates don't fluctuate with the market. Spot rate tool does. Not to say that a contract rate tool doesn't have its place. If you're a trucking company and you're trying to work out a contract with a potential customer, yeah, I can see the benefit. You know, you want to get in there and get those rates available to you. But as a broker, I always recommend using a spot rate tool because those rates fluctuate. But you have to keep in mind that a spot rate tool is giving you the rate that a broker is paying a truck. So you're going to have to add your margin to that rate, whatever profit you want to try to make on that load. Okay, and that would be your shipper rate. All right, now let's take a look at these spot rate tools. Okay, first up is the DAT Power Load Board. If you're familiar with DAT, and it's not 10 years from now, I'm sure this screen is familiar to you. All right, to get to the spot rate tool, we're going to go into the Search Trucks tab. Inside the Search Trucks tab, now you're going to be using this, obviously, to find trucks to move your loads, but using it as a spot rate tool, all we need to do is enter the equipment type, origin, destination. Here's the equipment window. Okay, you want to get to that. Let's take out that flatbed. Click that drop down and give you a list of equipment. 3 basic types of equipment: vans, reefers, flatbeds. Got a lot of other equipment in here too, but as a broker, you're generally trying to get a rate for a van load, reefer load, flatbed load, because you're trying to do a rate sheet, come up with a rate for a potential customer. So let's say we got a flatbed load and we got Atlanta, Georgia to, say, Dallas, Texas. All right, that's all we need. All this information over here to the right of the destination is for when you are looking for a truck. We'll ignore that for the time being. But if we want the spot rate tool, we click search, and there we go, right here. And you get all this other stuff out of the way, but if you look right here, broker to carrier spot, showing us $1.99 per mile average. If we look below that, it says range, or the numbers in parentheses there, that is considered the range. What that is telling you that from all the data collected in their database for a flatbed load going from Atlanta to Dallas, lowest rate per mile is $1.80, and the highest in their database, $2.17. They averaged out all the rates, and they came up with $1.99. So that's how the rates are accumulated. That's the spot rate using the DAT load board. But why is the rate different if you're using a different load board? So to prove my point, let's go over here to 123 load board. Here we click out the rate check, and let's see, well, we got Dallas in here already. There, that is wrong. Where are they coming up with that number at? $9.11 a mile. Oh, maybe we need to get rate. You reckon? There we go. All right, now, there we are. $1.42. So why is there, well, $1.44 is the average, and $1.99 when we're talking about DAT? Why is, what makes the difference there? Why are the rates so different? Well, bottom line is simply the spot rate tools are gathering their rate information from loads posted by brokers. The brokers that post rates are pulling those rates off their loads, and that's how they are gathering the data to be able to provide you a rate. So which one's right? Well, they both are. They both are. It just depends on the load board you're using. Brokers posting on DAT, obviously the average has been $1.42. Over here we have a rate history. Low is $1.42. The high is $1.49. Average came out to $1.44. Here on the DAT load board, $1.80 is the low, $2.17 is the high. So which one do I go by? Well, it depends. If I'm using DAT, I'm obviously going to use the DAT spot rate. If, though, I've only got the 123 load board rate tool, I am probably going to keep with the this one because it's all I have. That makes sense. Use the tool you have available. 123 load board and DAT. Obviously, it's as a broker, you want as many of these freight tools as you can get, or load boards that are going to work for you. But you're going to have to make a decision. Okay, what's going to be my primary load board, my secondary, my tertiary, and go from there with it. The more load boards you have available to you, the more reach you're going to have. Now, when I say that, don't go nuts. Okay, don't go out here and sign up for every load board there is, because you only need a couple, 2 or 3. Now, you may notice that truck stop isn't in this little example we're doing here on the spot rates, that's because, well, Truck Stop, they charge you $35 extra. And, well, we already got two. I don't need a third one. So maybe Truck Stop someday will make their spot rate tool included with their, last I heard, $99 a month rate. Okay, hopefully that kind of gives you a heads up of why the rates are different. To be honest with you, I wasn't expecting a 55-cent per mile rate difference between the two load boards. It varies. You know, sometimes it's going to be spot on, sometimes it's going to be different. But in a nutshell, you got to use what you have. Use what you've got. As you grow your business, you can add more tools to your toolbox. Okay. All right. Very good. Hey, thanks for watching. This is FBTV. We'll talk soon.